Hey y'all, it's SJ here. Wanted to give you a short video on how you can start and have a conversation with pretty much anybody, whether it's somebody you know or someone you don't know. If you have something in common with them or not, there's a three quick things that you can do to easily facilitate a conversation. And they are three C's. That's my dog. She says hi. She wants to have a conversation too. The first C is connection. So, the first thing you're going to do when you see somebody that's ready or open to engage in a conversation, you're going to smile or raise your eyebrows or do something facially to let them know that you're ready to engage. And what I try to do within the first few seconds of conversation is I try to surface something that I can say me to. It can be anything. That is our initial connection point. So you could be like, oh man, how are you liking that snow? Oh, I can't stand it. Oh, me either. I'm so over it. Now we have something in common. Then that's something that if I need to, I can rely on our shared feeling about the weather for the rest of the conversation. In a great conversation, that'll be the first point for me to open and find more and more things. But in the worst case scenario, I can find the most trivial thing that we have in common, and that's going to be like a safe grounding point for me to bring the conversation back in case it goes off track. So whatever the initial connection point is, that's like a safe base. So it could be I'm looking at their jersey. I do try this a lot in the Uber. So I'm in an Uber or something, and this person has on a Ravens. I said, "Oh, you like the Ravens?" Yeah, I love the Ravens. So I was like, I'm actually from Maryland, and so do you know like they paint the dye the river purple and all of this? Boom, we have a connection point. And so we might find more and more things to talk about, but if nothing else, we have a safe place. It's not political, it's not highly charged, it's just whatever. So the first thing you want to do is find a connection point, and the easiest thing to do is try to listen for something that you can authentically say, me too. Because if you say me too, then that opens a conversation. A person is going to ask you questions, and you need to be prepared to answer. So you can't just say that if that's not real, but look for something that you can authentically connect on. The second thing is to continue the conversation through curiosity. Ask genuine questions. Oh, why do you like the Ravens? Well, we were a military family and we were based here and here and there and there. Okay, now I have another question I can ask you. What branch of the military? Did you like moving around a lot? Where was your favorite place to live? So just by listening, actively listening to what's being said and preparing a series of follow-up questions, I can keep the conversation going by just being curious. If you have a good conversationalist, then you're equally curious and there's give and take. But if there is a space where it's that person may really need to talk or whatever, it could be fine for you to just be curious, ask the questions, and give that person space to talk. I find that sometimes people need that. I also find this to be a trick that I use if I am trying to have a conversation with somebody that initial connection point was very shallow, and there's not enough for us to talk about. It's just a space for me to learn from somebody whose experiences and perspectives are different. So by maintaining that curiosity, I either deepen the connection or learn. So the curiosity is the good. And then the last thing is to close, right? To close the conversation with your intention. If it was a great one-off conversation, and say, oh, it was really awesome. I really enjoyed talking with you today. And you just close it and, leave that conversation on a good point. If it's a conversation that you want to continue at the end of the Uber ride or at the end of the networking event or whatever, that time is for you to say, okay, so, you're on social media. Do you want to exchange information? That was a great conversation. I was really enjoying what we were talking about, or that's a project that I'm working on that I would like to collaborate on. It could be anything. So when you feel the engagement is about to end and you're going to shift, be really mindful about how you want to close it. If you want to close it and leave it exactly where it is, you thank them politely for their time and really enjoy the conversation and da-da-da-da-da, and you leave. If it's a conversation that you want to continue, you kind of suss out from the other person. Are they also interested in continuing. I'm not even talking romantically. I'm mostly talking like professionally, or what have you, or even like meeting new friends at a party. Hey, I had a great time. I sat with a new person at this party. Is this going to be a new friend or just somebody that I had a conversation with at the party? And either one of those options is totally fine, but you need to know that and you can figure that out through the close. So, even if it's someone you don't know, if you use these three C's, it'll help you to have a more comfortable conversation. Open by finding a quick connection point, something that you can authentically agree on and have a little bit of light banter. Keep it light at first. Then the second thing is continue the conversation through curiosity. Ask genuine questions and ask questions that build on the last thing that the person told you so that you can help them build out their narrative and it really shows them that you're actively listening and they will tend to be more empathetic to you as well. When you are in a space of showing that listening, it opens a sense of empathy in others. And the last one is manage the closing of that conversation. If it's a one time conversation, thank them or otherwise acknowledge the conversation. If it's one that you want to continue, use that opportunity to say how you want to stay in touch and what your intentions are. So I hope this is helpful. I'm quite extroverted in some cases, but sometimes I can be really reserved. So I like having these mental frameworks when I'm nervous or in a situation where I don't naturally have a lot in common with the people. I need to rely on tools and strategies to help me navigate those social situations. And you just practice it, connect, be curious, and close, and you'll be having awesome conversations. I can't wait to hear about it. Please let me know what you think about it. Put any of your thoughts in the comments, and I want to love to have more conversations with you all. Bye-bye.